In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace your shock on your Mazda 3. It's located behind your wheel. Using a 21mm socket, we're going to remove our lug nuts to remove our wheel. Make sure you have a good hand on the top there, so the wheel doesn't fall off on you. Using a 12mm socket, we're going to take out our nuts where the mount is. Our mount is broken, so this should not have moved yet. We're going to take out this nut now. Now that the mount's free, we're going to take out this bolt below. Using a 17mm socket, we're going to take out this bottom bolt. Now that your nuts are off and your bolt is disconnected, you're going to push down on your mount, pull the strut away. Your mount should not be two pieces unless it's broken. You might need a pry bar underneath to remove it from the bottom. All right, now you can pull it out. For the new shock, you're going to cut this off. You're going to let it expand up. I'm going to take my nut off as it's doing that. And I'm going to use the new mount or the old mount, and I'm going to compress it all the way down and let it come up. I'm going to do that about 3 times, and that just primes the shock absorber. Make sure you put some blocking pliers to hold this, but when you put them on, you want it way up high so you don't mess up the shaft there. So hold that with the blocking pliers, and you're going to get a 13mm socket, and you're going to take this nut off on the top. That's what holds the shock to the mount. After you take the nut off, you can release your locking pliers, and you can take that off. After you remove your nut, you can take off your cushion and sleeve and transplant it to the new one. Now you can put your mount on. And your nut. This is a locking nut, so you're going to have to put your pliers, locking pliers back on. Make sure you're way up high so you don't damage the shaft. I'm going to lock that on. When putting on your locking pliers, make sure there's enough room for the stud to come through the mount, and you can tighten your nut down. When removing your locking pliers, just do it gently so that you don't muck up the shaft. You're going to tighten this down till it bottoms out, and then go a little bit more. That should be good. I'm going to clean my surface so it's easier to install. If you have rust, I recommend doing this. You're going to feed your shock through from behind the wheel, from the outside of the wheel going in. You're going to drop it down, and you're going to push your shock up where it lives on the top. And you can get your nut started there. Once those are started, I'm going to line up my bottom part. We're going to use a pole jack and jack up the suspension a little bit and get the shock lined up. I'm using a pry bar to help guide it. All right, so I'm going to gently move the shock around until it lines up. Once it gets started, I'm going to use my bolt and push it through like that. Once you get your bolt lined up all the way through, you can push it through, hand tightening it. Once that's snug, we're going to torque it to 60 foot-pounds. And now we'll go up top and tighten up our nuts and torque those to 20 foot-pounds. We're going to snug these up and torque these to 20 foot-pounds. I still have my suspension jacked up. And I'm going to go back and forth with these gently. Once the mount is flush to the wheel well, we are going to torque it to 20 foot-pounds each. Torquing this to 20 foot-pounds. All right, once you're done with that, we're going to lower the pole jack. We're going to install our wheel. I like to walk my wheel on, starting with the bottom lug nut. and then tighten them in a star-like pattern. We're going to torque our wheel to 85 foot-pounds in a star-like pattern.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.